Now, I am thrilled to welcome Rachel Lynch with Cascade Regional Blood Services. Rachel, good morning. Thank you so much for being with us on CityLine.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to talk about blood shortage and, what is a blood shortage? We're always hearing that there's an urgent need. Can you talk to us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it's because there really is always an urgent need. There are always patients in the hospital who need blood transfusions for various reasons, whether that be because of cancer or diseases or accidents or traumas. And it's a constant cycle of using and then needing more and using and needing more. So there is always a shortage because we don't have enough people donating blood to fulfill the need.
And of course, I can imagine we're all so busy, over the holidays. And so, this must be a difficult time, encouraging people to come in and make donations. Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, everyone is busy during the holidays. And I think people forget that it's still so important for them to donate blood because unfortunately, also during the holidays, we see more traumas and accidents. There's lots more people on the road.
Right, absolutely.
And the other thing that happens during this time of year is we don't have school blood drives. So our high schoolers and college students constitute a big part of donating blood. And since those don't happen this time of year and we see, a reduction in blood donation, just because people are so busy, it makes this time of year incredibly difficult.
Yeah, and what types of donations are needed now? Like all types, and we hear about, different blood types or, you're like, anybody, everybody, come on in.
Pretty much at this point, anybody, everybody.
Yeah.
But we particularly need people who will donate whole blood, right?
Okay.
Which is a little bit easier process, doesn't take quite as long. Right now, there's also a big need for platelets. And so donating platelets does take a pre-qualification to make sure that people have the good platelet count. And for anybody who's carried a pregnancy, some additional testing. But those two types right now are incredibly important. And they do have the tendency to be used the most. So there's a constant need to replenish those. Also, platelets are only good for, they only have a shelf life where we can actually transfuse them to patients for about 4 to 5 days. So there's a constant need to be refilling kind of the pool of those.
Okay, and certainly Cascade Regional Blood Services, promoting and, encouraging people to, give and donate, all the times. What is, Cascade Regional Blood Services doing now to help, kind of drive donations? Do you have any promotions happening right now?
Yeah, absolutely. It's great when people want to donate, right? And a lot of people do it out of the goodness of their heart, but sometimes it's nice to get a little something for donating.
More than cookies and juice?
Right, more than cookies and juice.
That's what I enjoy.
Yeah. So right now we're doing a daily $100 drawing for all of our whole blood donors. So everybody who donates whole blood in one day will be entered into a drawing, giving out Visa gift cards for that. Also, anybody who donates platelets, so all of our platelet donors right now will get a $20 gift card and be entered into a $500 weekly drawing.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And you talked a little bit about there's an eligibility requirement for some things. How do you know whether or not you're eligible to donate, or what's that process like?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So you can visit our website, and there's a lot of eligibility questions and answers on there. But if there's anything specific, like someone's taking a certain medication or maybe they have a history of cancer, they can absolutely call our center and then we can answer those questions. But there are a lot more people who are eligible to donate. I think people automatically assume, maybe they take a certain medication, they automatically assume they can't, but that's not necessarily true. So we just want to encourage people to ask, and we're more than happy to answer those questions.
That's amazing. Fantastic. And if someone can't donate for, whatever reason, right, you talked about maybe having some low platelets. I know I've gone in to donate a couple times and I've been anemic, and then I have to go home and eat more spinach and then come back.
Yep.
But what are other ways that, people can still get involved and, help contribute if maybe, they can't give blood?
Yeah. So encouraging your friends and family who maybe do have a higher iron count or who are eligible to donate is a really great way to help. That word of mouth is incredibly important. But also, we would love to have people host blood drives. That's a
great
good way for us to get out in the community.
Holiday party / blood drive.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Birthday parties, we have some people do birthday parties. But it's a good way to get in areas of the community that might be harder for people to come. We have blood drives, let's say, like out in Enumclaw or Eatonville, and that's a little bit further for people to travel, but we try to cover pretty much all of Pierce County to give people the opportunity to donate. And so if people are interested in helping, they can host a blood drive and figure out a place for us to come park our bus and then talk to their friends and family and have them come donate while we're there.
Fantastic. That sounds great. Anything else, new or that, people should, be aware of for Cascade Regional Blood Services?
Yeah, so actually the blood industry is in the middle of the biggest change in the last over 30 years. So the FDA rolled out new guidance this year that is more equitable and allows more people to donate. So there previously were eligibility questions based on gender and how people live their daily lives. And so and some of those were based on like sexual preference and sexual orientation, and now the questions have been changed. We're actually rolling it out today, so we're super excited.
That is exciting.
But it's equitable across the board, and so all people will be asked the exact same questions, and it's more based on individual risk as opposed to someone's sexual orientation or their gender. I'm super excited about it because it will allow more people to donate. There previously was a question that asked about men having sex with other men, and those questions have gone away. So it's just about everyone's behavior and whether that behavior could create a potential risk for the blood.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for everything that you're doing with Cascade Regional Blood Services. I love the idea of, hosting a blood drive kind of, in concert or in, collaboration, with another, activity, whether that's a holiday party or a birthday party or maybe, a work celebration. And you did talk about, how you will come, where that drive is.
Yeah.
How would somebody go about, scheduling that?
Yeah, so they can just call our center. So our Tacoma Center is our headquarters. Give us a call. They'll probably end up talking to me, and then we'll figure out. We have consultants that are out in our community, and then they will help them kind of plan it, execution, help them market it to their friends and family, and just really help with the process across the board. And then we have 4 big buses, and we'll drive one of those out there and park it and hang out for a day.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Rachel Lynch with Cascade Regional Blood Services. Thank you for all that you do to keep our community, healthy and safe, throughout the year, but, especially around this holiday season where the need is great. And we really, again, encourage everyone to show up and think about making a donation this holiday season or scheduling a regular donation. I guess this would be kind of my last question. How often, can you donate blood?
So you can donate whole blood every 56 days, and you can donate platelets every 7 days, up to 24 times a year. And we want to make sure that people's blood volume stays healthy for them. But that regular donation is incredibly important. So even if people donated 1 or 2 more times per year, we wouldn't see the shortages that we have.
Fantastic. So encouraging everyone at the beginning of the year, maybe schedule some of those donations regularly. And again, thank you, so much, Rachel, for everything that you're doing to keep our community healthy and safe.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
And that wraps up our first segment. We are going to say goodbye to Rachel and hello to Cheryl Kinnaman with the Salvation Army to learn a little bit more about what the Salvation Army is doing this holiday season. You have seen them out with their kettles. We're excited to learn a little bit more about the Salvation Army coming up next. Thank you.